you didn't know, we're giving this car away, and it makes some pretty cool turbo sounds that are really, really fun to drive. It's because of this intake we installed today, and it does require a custom tune. It does require some custom fitting. You have to move the ECU. So check out this video, follow along with this install. We'll take you along the process so you know what you're getting into. But it's a really, really nice piece, and we had some fun with it. This is the first of many installs from a company called JBR, James Barron Racing. They are very prominent in the Mazda Speed 3 world, as well as a couple other platforms. But today, we have a big old fatty intake, a 3.5-inch intake. We have to relocate the ECU out of the way, a bunch of stuff, but it's gonna be worth it because the turbo is probably gonna sound wicked, which is a big part of this car being a fun car to experience, one to drive, one to ride in. That makes this thing very unique. But let's get into it. Big old hose clamps. We got some tubes.
Sheesh, those are massive.
Big old couplers. Let's see what we got here. Coupler for the mass airflow sensor. This thing is nice. Here's our main component of the intake. Looks really nice, all black. I want this engine bay just to be simple and clean, super mature looking. Go with the rest of the car. This is our filter. Also black, which is cool about this kit. Nice, big stocky guy up front, really clean, nothing too obnoxious. Gonna make a lot of good noises. Diving into the intake install, it's not too difficult. You do have to get some things out of the way. We are picking up from where we left off on the high pressure fuel pump internals episode where we install those. We did run into the fact that our stock intake, the PCV, or a connection right here for the PCV valve that's rerouting those gases into the intake, into the turbo, which totally contaminates the system. It'd be nice to prevent that, but it is illegal in some states, so I'm not sure how I want to go about that yet since this is a giveaway car. So if you want to get entered to win this car, click the link in the description, go to karmaspeed.com. It supports the channel. It'll help us ramp things up and keep giving away cars and hopefully making them cooler and cooler as time goes on. The support's been awesome thus far, but let's keep pushing. We really appreciate it. But anyways, so now we can install the stock intake, but to get there, you are going to have to probably you definitely have to take out the battery box, the battery, the stock intake, obviously, and then we had our intercooler off to get things out of the way. But we did change the spark plugs as well, so it might be nice to get that out of the way, but you probably don't have to. And if you're thinking about installing an intake, I'm 100% confident that you can take out everything here with some patience, with some time. Don't be in a rush, and you'll have no problem. We're all about building confidence in the garage and helping you learn everything step by step, but I think it's important that you're able to do this by yourself to get this far, and you shouldn't be scared.
Shoo! Funny looking.
If you're wondering where the turbo is on this car, it's right there, tucked behind the engine, kind of in an awkward spot. There's the top of the engine right there. That's the inlet for the fresh air for the turbo. It's a little bit hectic looking on camera, but if you remain calm, you can totally work on it and you can get in there. Nothing to stress about. And if you like cars like this, you really, there's our original coupler. You really should get comfortable with working on engine setups like this because there's tons with the turbo tucked behind there. That's my favorite stuff right there.
Silicone.
We have that in our Amazon list in the description. We're always adding to it. If you have tools already or you don't have any at all, that list is made for you. Go check it out. It's affiliate link, so it helps the channel, helps us put some money towards projects to make them a little bit cooler every time we do them.
Gotta be using this one. Yeah, that freaking hose.
So we're having a problem where that heater hose right there behind Randall's hand, that one right there, is in the way of the intake. So we're either going to make it longer or see if we can slide it down to make just enough room.
Needs to be like down here.
Randall's got the hose barb and the OEM heater hose. Now he's going to attach a piece we bought from O'Reilly's to make it longer. You can see our heater hose has been extended to make space for our intake. It's important that you take this rubber grommet off the OEM intake. Luckily held in one piece. And then it's gonna go right here. Main aluminum piece is in.
So with this hose, essentially the way it would be routing, you would have to, without this 90 barb fitting, you would put a kink in it. So with this kink, obviously you're restricting flow, which you don't want that. So this 90 will eliminate that. Just gotta figure out how we want to route this now. I'll slice it right there.
Solid?
Yeah.
Next up, we are running the hose to go to the bypass valve that is located on the intercooler, so you're not going to see it where it goes right away. Hose is attached, ready for the intercooler to be put back. Now this intake, one of the bigger things is that you have to relocate the ECU and get a smaller battery. So we are running into those problems, so we're going to figure out how we're going to address it and forward from there. The first part of that process is Randall is pulling off the bracket from the wiring harness. That thing slides out of the plastic part of the wiring harness. Now we can move it around a little bit more. JBR does make an aftermarket battery box that we are going to run, but they're out of stock on it at the moment, so we're waiting for it. So we're going to come up with a temporary solution to put our ECU and our battery here in the meantime, once we get there. On the side of our battery box, we have access to the ECU now. Now we can unbolt this from the box, and then we can install it and figure out where we're going to put it temporarily. And this is the computer that controls your car. We're doing a little mock-up. This ECU actually slides into the little slots on the battery box, so we're hoping we can leave it there. I think that will fit. So this is looking good. Now we just gotta put the intake on to see if it'll get there. The battery wires, should have put those first, but let's just leave it all disconnected and take the ECU out, put the intake on, and do all that second.
Yeah.
Is your second hose clamp already in there?
Yeah.
Now we're installing this hose that goes to the bypass valve. Randall's getting the clamp. Hose is on the bypass valve. Now we're gonna tighten the lower hose clamp for the intercooler. Bolts to hold it down. Back to the intake. We're taking our mass airflow sensor off. If you need to clean.
She looks good.
Cool. Now we go to our billet CNC piece from JBR with our new hardware.
So we have an orientation, which I'm assuming only goes one way. Get our torque specs.
Torque specs on that? Or Torx bits?
Torque specs with our hex head bolts.
Fancy.
Some boys get sad when you call them Allen heads, so you gotta call it a hex head for the boys in the comments.
Is it a hex head, is what they said?
Hex head is what the comments.
What size is the hex head?
This is a hex head number 3.
Got it.
It's not an Allen head, it's a hex head.
You idiot.
You freaking idiot, dude.
Sheesh. That is a tight fit. Oh yeah, nice and solid.
Let's test our closure of the hood.
Oh, all day.
She fits, she ships.
Just gonna stay at the angle. This is gonna be totally fine until we get our sweet upgraded battery box with an ECU relocation. Speeds are probably one of the hardest cars to make engine bays look pretty though, so we're doing okay. Randall's a big business guy now. He's gotta wear AirPods during work.
Oh, yeah.
You gotta take them calls.
You even got AirPods, bro?
About time we could start this thing with all these mods on it. Boost controllers in. Intake pipes connected to the turbo. Bypass valves hooked up. Fuel pump internals are in.
Sheesh. What else can we do?
I'm just trying to think before we start it. The coolant. You guys have never seen one of these. Comes with multiple attachments to connect to any lid.
Not this lid. Not the Mazda lid.
You need to get the different one.
No, this is the only one.
Dude, mine came with a whole bunch of attachments.
Yeah, I do too, but there's only one screw.
No. Oh, Randall and I kind of have two of a lot of things because we didn't meet till later in life.
What you talking about in there, Willis?
So, you're right. I was thinking of all these ones.
Yeah, there's a lot of those.
You have the insert. If you guys don't have one of these, you should buy one. We have it in our Amazon list. These things are rad for filling up your coolant and burping the system.
Some coolant systems have what they call as like a self-bleeding style. I know, especially on like the GMs, older Silverados and stuff. This style reservoir is technically like a self-bleeding style deal, or you'll have like a bleeder screw somewhere. But what I'll be doing here is going to be just fine. We won't get any air because we will bleed it out.
By just leaving the cap off and filling it up?
Yep. Once it's running, we'll bleed it.
So liquid's flowing into the system. We're gonna turn it on, and then there's gonna be more air bubbles there as the system starts to run. Dude, this CD exchanger is going wicked right now.
Just flipping the discs around.
Something to note about this intake is you 100% need a custom tune because it's so much larger than the stock one. Now how do you get a tune? You head over with the link in the description and you hit up Alan over at Edge Autosport. He's always taking care of me. I appreciate him. He's great with the Mazda Speed platform, Focus STs, etc. I've got the access port in the Karma Speed barn. Let's head over there really quick and show you a little bit about the access port and the software of what you're getting into if this is your first time. So the access port comes with a micro USB. I have it plugged into my MacBook. This is where we ship orders. Access port manager on the Mac. It loads it up. Update. Yes. Right here it shows our maps, which when Alan sends us one, we'll drag it from the email to here. It'll show up. We can also see our data logs. You can send that to a tuner in an Excel spreadsheet. Whatever you need to know, it's right here. You can get your info to copy and paste it to your tuner. Pretty straightforward process. I'll show you more once we get that tune from Alan. I've got my access port manager pulled up. Alan is super quick. He sent me a base map. We're gonna double click on it actually. It's gonna say confirm file copy. Yep, now it's over here. Edge Autosport Cameron A 91 octane E-tune. We're good to go. I'm gonna eject it. We'll head over to the car, plug it in, and see if she'll start. Head over to tune, change map. Every time we need to say something important, man. It's Connor, actually. Let's see what he has to say. Karma Speed Fulfillment, baby. What up, G?
Yo, I'm coming back from Phoenix right now, and I'm coming to your house.
All right, we'll see you soon. The boys got orders on deck.
Okay.
You're on camera right now. You got anything to say?
Mom, I love you.
All right, let's see you soon.
Okay.
Bye. There's our tune, same as the computer.
Cheers, brother. Had to rip the freaking turbos off. They were getting too aggressive.
We didn't even get to show them. Were they uncomfortable?
Nah, they're just very extreme. They're very ugly, but that was the point. I'll slap them back on for the boys.
Alright, turn it off one last time. We are ready to rip. Hit my gauges. Got my fuel pressure. Just do 6. Alright, we'll change it once it's on. Let's see if she turns on now. Hey, now we get to hear this turbo action. Hey, if you need to know your actual pressure for your fuel pump, we got 6 of them.
There you go.
We'll go over another video on what you should monitor on your access port for the Mazda Speed 3 platform. I'm gonna do this, but show you guys in the next video. Let's give them a little... Love me a little intake test drive.
Can't see nothing.
Whoa.
See. There it is.
Oh yeah, she's peppy now. This is fun. This car is fun. Just one of those guys. Sorry, neighbors. This dog is always out here, dude.
Where?
Out here. There's no rules.
Taking a dump.
Oh. Oh, Karen. Karen alert.
Get off my yard. That stupid loud car.
If you want to hear more of this car, make sure to hit that subscribe button, follow along in this series. We have a lot more fun parts. We will be driving it more. We do have it on a base map, so we can't drive it too hard. But once we get some other modifications on, we'll go all out tuning, go have some fun with this thing, do some POV drives and stuff like that. So hit that subscribe button, go over to karmaspeed.com down in the description, and make sure you get entered to win this car. Thank you, Alan, over at Edge Autosport for helping us get the base map so quickly. He's awesome. I have their information down in the description as well. If you want to see a video of us prepping this car to make some more power, we do high pressure fuel pump internals, step coulter spark plugs, and a cob access port to monitor our levels. You can check that out in this video right here. We go through the process, and this is very important when you're modifying your vehicle. And if you don't even have a Mazda Speed 3, it also applies to something like a Focus ST and other hot hatches and stuff like that. So we'll see you over there.